over to Blind's hut. Wild Anaconda is in the back of the waterfall, or of the well, and now he's moved on to the south part of Kakariko. So we're getting going. Going to have to make some on-the-fly educated guesses as to what items they have. Did you see what that was on the library shelf there, Gabes?
Oh, I looked, and then I looked away for a split second, and I thought it would stay a little bit longer, but no, they were just in and out. So
yeah. Okay.
I'm going to guess it was something insignificant.
All right. Well, the story is fuzzy. It's lost in the mists at this point, what kind of seed we have so far, but we will do our best to figure it out. We have apparently found a fair bit of rupees.
With that being said, though, hopefully we'll be able to do all of the rupee-locked items relatively quick.
Yeah, that would certainly be nice.
So it looks like just rupees and heart containers have mostly been found. Here's that library check again. Oh, it is the hook shot. That is definitely not insignificant.
I wasn't going to say anything because it looked suspicious, but I didn't quite catch a full view of it, you know what I mean? So yeah, very interesting.
So that means boots will be required.
Yeah, no doubt there. Oh good, it looks like we've got a little bit more action here. Looks like we have Yukabonk headed for the dam, and he's going to find a piece of heart in this first chest. Meanwhile, Wild Anaconda headed toward the mini Moldorm cave.
Did find our first sword, though.
Yeah, definitely a plus for him. And Wild Anaconda first looking like he was going to head over to the Ice Rod Cave, then perhaps changed his mind. So we know we need a hook shot. Yukabonk now headed over to that mini Moldorm Cave where he'll get his sword. And perhaps as expected with the sword pickup, Wild Anaconda now heading for escape. That play always seems to make sense. You get the weapon pickup, it just makes your life a heck of a lot easier in there. Just a piece of heart and some bombs.
Yeah, so nothing super important from Uncle. However, Wild Anaconda will be able to at least complete the front half of Escape.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, as you were saying, Gabes, just having noticed 8 hearts for each of the runners already.
Yeah, so that'll make some, well, I don't want to say some, it'll make a lot of bosses easier, especially if they only have that green mail and the fighter sword.
Right. Yuka checking that Lake Hylia Island and just an arrow upgrade. But Wild Anaconda with the lamp, yes.
So that indicates to me that the back half of Escape has something good.
Yeah, let's see if he sets up a death warp here.
Meanwhile, Yukabonk going for the sequence break with the fake flippers glitch. However, it doesn't really pay off.
Does not. Interesting choice to do that when you're short of rupees. Oh, and the Book of Medora over on Wild Anaconda's side. So that may have just given us our next indication of where we're headed in this seed. We have Michigan Man Dan in chat saying he saw Wild get the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, I'm sure once I guess both of the runners, open up their inventory and check things out, we'll be able to get a good look at what they have.
Yeah, that'll help for sure. Yukabonk hot on Wild Anaconda's heels here. But he's just going to go ahead and quit.
Interesting choice.
Mm-hmm. Just going straight to desert. That makes me wonder if we've got a power glove, possibly.
That is definitely a possibility. Because all we need to do to complete desert, or all we need to complete desert, is power gloves.
Yeah, and the fire source, which of course they have just found, both of them.
Now, once Wild Anaconda does enter Desert Palace, we will be able to tell what kind of dungeon it is based upon the music.
That's a good point. Yuka getting trolled by the blue guard in the room with the Book of Medora in it.
And Agina's Cave with the big fat 20.
The big 20. Logical play, though, don't you think? Just to check while you're on your way over here.
Oh, absolutely.
It's out of the way basically no matter what, so take advantage of it when it's less out of the way. It looks like Yuka is setting up the death warp, so gonna head back to the front following this chest pickup and go to the back of escape. I like this play. No key, so in order to proceed through the rest, assuming there's no power glove, would need to find the key in this one single chest in the dark rooms, but it's still worth, still worth the time checking. That can be a troll chest, especially late on when you've completely forgotten about escape and you're looking for your last item. Eight bomb drop by the Igor there. Very nice for Wild Anaconda.
Wild Anaconda also found the big key.
Yeah,
so
the lack of boots not going to be an issue.
I'm going to hope that there's a small key in the big key chest, though.
Yukabonk just finding 20 rupees, and you were right, Gabes. There it is. Gonna have a peek and see the compass. So all items available as well. That's always nice to see when you don't have the boots yet. And looks like Yukabonk is on the same track. So this seed kind of boxing the runners into one course of action, linear so far. There's the hammer.
Ooh, so that means either there's one more item here in this big key chest, or Lamolas has the last item, and it is actually the first shield upgrade. So it looks like they're going to nope on out because they cannot progress any further.
Yeah, so that answers our question about the power glove, but it's looking very likely that a double dip, if not required, was just going to be something that was going to happen based on what the seed gave you. you'd have every reason to think desert was where you needed to go, given the Book of Medora. Now, if, you know, Wild Anaconda and Yukabonk in a couple minutes here pops into Sasrala's hut and finds the Power Glove, that's going to be a little bit of a troll and probably see some frustration.
We do have our first bottle, though.
Yeah, that is yet another fetch quest with the sick kid back in Kakariko Village.
Looks like Yukabonk actually did check the ledge. I don't know what Wild Anaconda did, but it was just a heart piece.
Yep, nothing big up there.
Meanwhile, going back over to Wild Anaconda, they are going to dip into Eastern Palace. However, unless they find the bow, they won't be able to complete it.
Well, that would be a troll bow. However, it does seem the runners are quickly running out of options, so given that, we have to expect something here. Just a compass to start, though.
My guess is Wild Anaconda is going to find the Power Gloves here, which will lead them up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, that would be a logical play for sure. On the other hand, Power Glove also opens Dark World access, and without the hook shot yet, I might consider avoiding Death Mountain for now. And with no mirror, so no access to the east side the long way either. Weren't able to pick up what Wild Anaconda's pickup was in the chest north of the Bone Yard.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Getting some stream lag. Same with the big chest. Alright, Wild Anaconda appears to be proceeding. Oh, but just to pick up rupees, that's a good move. Very savvy play here.
I think they're going to head up to Zora next.
Yep.
Barely have enough. Okay,
so no secret bow was obtained, as I was starting to think. That's a very good move by Wild Anaconda. At 501 now.
Looks like our first item in Eastern Palace with a 5 bomb capacity upgrade.
Wild Anaconda headed toward the Ice Rod Cave, which isn't a bad play.
And it looks like we're going to have an Ice Rod Cave check, and it is not worth it.
No, although as part of the routine, if you will, for fake flippering, hard to argue with the idea, especially with how few advancement items we've gotten so far.
Oh, absolutely. Like, especially if you intentionally choose to skip that one spot and it ends up having a good item,
Yeah,
you will probably be kicking yourself later.
That you would, so worth the check. Yukabonk at 493, so... And now, yep, he's gone into the dark room with the rupees as well, so he'll be hot on Wild Anaconda's heels. Of course, having already checked the hobo, Yukabonk won't need to do that. Looks like he had gone ahead and grabbed those rupees before doing these dark rooms to check the last chest. So that's just a slight difference in routing. Interesting idea.
Now both runners do have the Moon Pearl, so if they do decide to do the teleport up to the Pyramid Fairy, we will actually be able to, or not a Pyramid Fairy, the Waterfall Fairy. We will be able to get a Waterfall Fairy check.
Yes, so we'll see what's in that waterfall cave.
Oh, and we actually have people in chat saying that both runners picked up the Power Gloves in the big chest.
Yep. It was actually the chest behind the dark room. Yukabonk managed to just come through for me, so that's where the runners picked those up. Wild Anaconda checking the waterfall cave. Finding the Master Sword. Now, that is a sequence break, so it's not necessarily an indicator that it's Aghanim time. But who knows? That's an interesting find.
If we find one more sword upgrade, or at least a non-broken, sequence-broken sword upgrade, or the Magic Cape, we will be able to complete Aghanim 1.
It looks like Yukabonk checking with the sick kid.
And Wild Anaconda gets the shovel from Zora.
The shovel. Oh, that's funny. And now Yukabonk headed up to the Dark World. Interesting divergence between the two of them. And looks like not just headed up to the Dark World, but headed up for a pedestal check.
Very, very exciting.
And the pedestal, as the stream freezes up again, but we are able to determine that we have a sword upgrade on the pedestal.
Ooh. Do you think our runners will go out of their way to get that?
Probably not. Probably not. They've both, if I'm not mistaken, although I may be, I believe they both already have the Master Sword.